Welcome to Behind the Bower, where creativity meets community. I'm Susan Martin, Director of Development at Bower Center for the Arts, and I'm really, really glad to be here and to be back in Bedford visiting and working from Bower Center for the Arts. This podcast celebrates the universal language of the arts, how it shapes our lives, connects us to one another, and enriches our community. And today I'm very excited to welcome Nicole Johnson, our Director of Tourism for Bedford County, and a very passionate advocate for the power of arts and culture and shaping our community and becoming a vibrant destination. Nicole joins us not only as our tourism leader, but also as a parent of a child who has experienced the magic of Bower Center for the Arts. And so we're going to explore how arts and culture can fuel tourism, why Destination Bedford supports local organizations like ours, and how personal connections deepen community impact. So welcome, Nicole.
Thank you.
I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you could join me this morning. Let's just start out by, I think everybody in our community knows who you are. You do a wonderful job, promoting our community, being out and about, making sure that everybody is aware of everything that's going on, which I truly love. Even now that I'm from afar, it's great to follow and see what's going on back home. And so tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and how long you've been involved in tourism.
Okay, so I've been with Destination Bedford now for going on 9 years, and my office is over at the Bedford Welcome Center. So if you've never stopped in there, please do, because it's how you learn all about Bedford.
It's not just for those coming from out of town.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is such a good point. We welcome local people to come in as well, because we have so much good information about the area, the events that are going on. We also showcase a lot of local art in the Welcome Center and the display cases, and even have some in the gift store.
Yeah. It's a wonderful space. If as a local resident you have not visited it, which I don't know why you wouldn't have. Like you said, it's great just to stop in, get information on what's going on locally, regionally, but also look at what area organizations have on display and available for purchase through your display cases, which Bower Center for the Arts has one.
Yes.
And I've always gone up there when I'm looking for a little gift or something to give somebody, not only that may not be here locally, but even, my local friends and family, because there's just some wonderful pieces.
Exactly. And right now and through the month of October, we have an art auction, silent auction going on for Bedford Domestic Violence Coalition.
Yes. And that's actually going to be there. And also pieces will be at the Bower Center for the Arts, which, individuals will be able to bid on, and then all the funds will go back to support that, which is great.
So that's going on now. You can come in and bid, and we're open every day from 9 to 5. So we hope people will stop in and look at that, at the table.
That's great. Let's talk about arts and culture and tourism a little bit, and kind of share what you feel like the role arts and culture can play in shaping Bedford County as a tourist destination. What kind of impact does it have?
Okay, so we know people are coming here for the Peaks of Otter, and Smith Mountain Lake, and the D-Day Memorial. But we know that the arts and culture scene brings so much to Bedford. It really helps visitors have that memorable experience that they're looking for. It's those experiences that make them want to come back.
Right.
It also makes them tell their friends.
Yes.
Word of mouth continues to be the best form of advertising.
Yes.
But we have so much to offer with, live music, live performances, exhibitions, special events. So we just know that those events are so important and gives visitors a taste of our local personality.
Yeah, I think so. You're exactly right. And being at Bower Center for the Arts, I appreciate when out of town guests come in and they're so appreciative of the arts and culture that we offer in our community. And that a lot of them are always like, I'm so surprised at a community your size and the amount of opportunities that you offer. And I think they really appreciate the work that, the community, the artist community in here just is huge. And I don't know that even our local listeners may be aware of the number of artists that are here locally, and what they bring to the community. And if you're looking for something also like unique or one of a kind, or something special to represent Bedford or this region, there is so many different artists and opportunities, and locations to purchase that and support our local artists at the same time.
It's so true.
Yeah.
I do think it's just not realized sometimes.
Yeah.
I know I've gained a whole new appreciation for it over the past several years. I've learned a lot. My eyes have been open to how much there really is here to offer.
Right. Yeah. I am the same way. Even being at Bauer Center now for over 6 years and learning so much about the community, the arts and cultural community, I can truly appreciate what the work that our local artists do, and what they contribute to this region, but also just supporting them, but also in general. I appreciate now those one of a kind or those personalized pieces that could be a work of art that hangs on your wall, or something that you put in your home, but also useful items, and jewelry. And
I have lots of the local handmade jewelry.
Yeah. I am also a fan of the handmade jewelry, and then the pottery is just my favorite. I just truly, love anything handcrafted or handmade that I can use in everyday life.
And that's it. And every time you look at it or use it, put it on, you remember where you got it.
Right. Yeah. And you can really appreciate that. Yeah. Talking just in general about tourism, what experiences do you see travelers visiting our area are most engaging in, and kind of how does that influence your tourism strategy?
Well, outdoor recreation is the number one draw to Bedford, with the mountains and the lake.
Right.
The biking trails, the disc golf has become a huge draw most recently with the big event that we hosted last year, the World Championships. And we are hosting another big event this October and 2 more PDGA professional events next year.
Wow.
So, we're excited about that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's just putting us on the map for something completely different.
Right. And if I understand the touring disc golf, does that not bring individuals from not even across the country, but across the world?
It does.
Yeah.
It's putting us on the map for one thing, but it's bringing in more visitors that we probably wouldn't have had otherwise.
Right.
So they're coming to stay here for a number of days. The tournament is 4 or 5 days long. So folks are coming in for days. And during the time that they have, the free time, they're shopping.
Right.
They're eating.
Yes, definitely.
They're spending money in our community.
Yeah. Just recently relocating to Florida, we noticed that in our area, we don't see a lot of disc golf down there. So it's kind of interesting how it's seems to be so much more popular up this direction. I don't know if that's a weather related thing because it's so hot. It's hard to be out there and do it very long. But my husband and I had actually started playing some disc golf just because we lived near Liberty High School, and we would go over and play on their course. And enjoy that, and we've been looking for it since we've relocated and haven't really had the opportunity to find a place to play. So I think that it's just unique. How did that come about, even developing those courses?
We had someone who worked for our Parks and Rec department who was a visionary, who built the first disc golf course at Falling Creek, built another one in Montville and Manita, and then ended up linking with Paul Macbeth, who was a world championship disc golfer. And he designed 2 courses here for us.
Wow.
At Independence and New London. So having someone like that involved with your course takes it to another level.
Exactly. Yeah. And just puts it out there beyond what's local.
And he's got a huge social media following. So when he starts playing in Bedford, people start watching and paying attention, like, oh, we want to go play there.
Yeah.
So that ultimately led to us being able to and host these big events.
Right.
Yes.
Talking a little bit about the Bedford, like the Welcome Center and Destination Bedford. How did that? It's kind of like, I don't know if it's a name change, but how did that Destination Bedford come about?
We just went through a branding process early on 2018, I believe it was, and we didn't really have a marketing campaign. It was just kind of putting Bedford out there, but not in like a really cohesive effort. So we just did a study and met with a lot of the local assets and attractions. It's like, what does Bedford have to offer? How do we package this into a nice marketing campaign that we can use for years and to draw more visitors into Bedford? So that's what we did, and came up with Destination Bedford, and that is, all the things.
Right.
It's how we put ourselves out there. And print advertising, for instance, is we are showcasing the mountains and the lake and the things that we know are the bigger draws. But everything that we do drives people to our website.
Right.
So they can see that, wow, there is so much more than just that.
Right.
So we continue to do that through digital, radio, TV.
Yeah.
And all the ways that we can get the word out there.
Right.
And our website has seen increased traffic year over year.
Yeah.
We continue to do more every year.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I think we all do as organizations in the community. It just seems like everybody, is growing and offering more opportunities for individuals to have things to do in this community.
We also take advantage of any kind of editorial opportunity that we have in different magazines.
Right.
So we are able to showcase more things through those articles.
Yeah. Yeah. I know Destination Bedford, we're very excited because you all help to support some of our events and the programming that Bauer Center does. For example, our Art of Pairing event that's coming up and our concert series. What kind of inspires you to support, for example, our organization's events and other numerous events across our community? What inspires you to support those initiatives?
Well, we want to see these events be successful, just like the organizer does. And the Bauer Center offers so many unique, different events for the community. So I think it's important that we get behind those. We do strive to sponsor and support a variety of events. So, because we know that there are many different interests.
Right. Yeah.
So with our budget, we try to stretch it as far as we can by just supporting as many as we can that are different and that have the potential to not only be something that the locals want to go to, but that have the ability to bring in visitors to stay overnight and spend money locally.
Right. Something just popped into my head as far as events and the Welcome Center and Destination Bedford kind of doing their own events. And one such is the Festival of Trees. And I know that'll be coming up quite soon.
Very soon.
Let's go ahead and tell our listeners a little bit that may not be familiar with what that is and how they can participate or get involved.
Okay, so that's an event that's been going on for 17 years now. We will have 40 decorated trees in the Welcome Center starting the week of Thanksgiving, and that goes through the first week of January. And each tree is I guess decorated by a different business, and each one also represents a different nonprofit or charitable organization in the community. So people can come in and visit the trees and pay $1 to vote for their favorite tree, and all of that money goes to the charity that the tree that they voted for.
Right. And then I know in the years past too, you've had some sort of an activity for kids to get involved in.
Yes.
And
there's a scavenger hunt for the kids and a nice prize at the end if they find all of the things.
Right. Yeah.
And the theme this year is Small Town Christmas.
Oh, awesome.
So that theme can be interpreted in so many different ways. So none of the trees are going to look the same. They're all decorated by different people who are going to take the theme and do something different. So you never know what you're going to see. Every year is different.
Yeah. Bauer Center has participated in quite a few years. I think we took this year off just because of the transitioning of our staffing and, because we really want it to represent Bauer Center. So we're very much into creating all the ornaments and, making it represent us well. And so I think this year we just kind of had to be like, oh, not time.
Yeah.
No time to do it.
It has definitely grown in popularity.
Yeah. So, I truly, it's one of my favorite things because, again, like you said, no tree is the same. And man, the creativity that people have out here to come up with ideas to decorate a tree.
Take the time to come and look.
Yeah.
Don't just run through.
Yeah. And they're not your traditional, a lot of them are not your traditional, what you might expect as a traditional decorated Christmas tree, which is a lot of fun.
Right.
Yeah.
So usually people will come through more than once.
Well, that's because you have to take a lot of time. And if you're just popping in real quick and, I'll take a quick look, but then you're like, I got to come back because I need to take more time to.
And they're going to bring their friends too next time.
Yeah.
Bring different people because they're so excited to show it off.
Yeah. Hard to believe that Christmas will be here before we know it.
Right. I
know. I'm kind of all over the place this morning with my questions, but I think, talking about the economic impact that tourism has on our community, can you speak to a little bit about how tourism impacts economically our community? You mentioned it a little bit with as far as overnight accommodations and or shopping and things like that, but
yeah, that's a big part of it. I mean, tourism has a substantial impact on our community. I'm not sure if everyone realizes that.
Right.
But what we do through Destination Bedford to advertise Bedford, bring people in, is vital to our economy.
Mm-hmm.
So every visitor that comes in is contributing in some way.
Right.
So be nice.
Yeah, well, true. And I think that because I haven't been in town in quite a few weeks, the hotel construction. Do you have any idea on what the timeline is on that?
So I believe it's going to be 2026 definitely, but I've heard December of 2026.
Okay. Yeah. So I just, the impact that's going to potentially have on having visitors actually stay here when they come to even visit like D-Day, to make a longer stay of it and explore our town what else we have to offer.
We have so many wonderful Airbnbs that do very well. And I don't think that will change, but there is a group of people who prefer hotels.
Yeah.
And they will go to Roanoke and Lynchburg to stay. So we will capture those people. They will be staying locally. That will help our businesses. And we will also increase our marketing to groups.
Right.
We will try to bring in those group tour buses to not only drive through to see D-Day, but to spend the night
and stay
groups.
Longer. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And try to bring in more events. We have a ton of wedding venues and social venues that people are coming from all over to get married in Bedford County.
Right.
So now we can host those people, their families and their friends, all at the hotel.
Yes. Yeah. That's a huge thing. And it's interesting because the number of just recently, because for those that may not know, Bauer Center for the Arts does rent our spaces for use for events, personal or organizations, business. And we, in the last 3 weeks, have had numerous calls of individuals asking about our venue for weddings next year.
I'm so glad because
we're thrilled about. Yes. But we just caught off guard because while we've had a wedding here or there or a wedding rehearsal dinner or a shower, it's never been quite like that. And honestly, probably 3 to 5 calls in the last 2 weeks I just took one this morning while I was in the office, that are interested, in learning more about our venue, but then they're going to be looking for where do we stay and what is there to do for our guests. Yeah.
That's why we all need to be communicating with one another.
Yeah. So it's, and we're thrilled to see that as well, to expand what we're offering. It brings people into our community as well, utilizes our space in a different way, but it still exposes them to the arts at the same time. And so we're really thrilled about that.
Right. And we hosted my class reunion was hosted there 2 years ago. And just folks that I went to school with, some have moved away and they came back for the reunion, but they said they had never been in the building.
I know. Unfortunately, we're still somewhat of a best kept secret in this community. And as I mentioned to you before we came on air, we're going to be celebrating our 20th year next year, which we're very excited about.
Yes.
And, I still have a lot of folks that are like, oh yeah, I drive by there every day. I've just never known what's in there. So please stop.
Please do. If I find that I have some time in my day and I'm driving past, I will just make a last minute decision to stop.
Yes.
Go in and walk around, look at the art, look inside the artist studios. And it's like so refreshing.
It is.
I just love it so
That's
much.
one of the things that I miss most about not being here and working virtually or remote is I used to start my mornings the same way. I would go up and just walk through the studios of our artists that they're in residence, to see what they're working on and look at new pieces that they've put up and that kind of thing. And it was just a nice way to start my day. And it, I was fortunate enough that it'd be before we opened, so it was quiet. And at one point in time, somebody asked me what was my favorite spot in the Bauer Center, and I said, my favorite spot is the third floor.
Yes.
And just being able to explore the studios and kind of just see what other, the artists are doing, what they're thinking, how they're creating, and that kind of thing, which is really unique.
And we brought in, we sometimes we take it for granted that we have this right here. But we had Virginia tourism folks come through a couple of months ago, and you gave them a tour, and they were absolutely blown away.
Yes.
By everything.
Yeah.
Just the building, the art, just all that you offered.
Yeah. We're so appreciative of all the support that you have provided to Bauer Center for the Arts, and I mean, just the community as a whole, but, and exploring and showing the importance of what arts and culture can do for the community. Talking a little bit about that, let's do a little spin on your daughter has participated in summer camps and some of our art programming. She's even had some of her artwork on display. Kind of tell a little bit about what that experience has meant to you or to your family and to her as well.
Well, Anna, yes, she did attend several of the art camps last summer, which she absolutely loved.
That's awesome to hear.
And cannot wait to go back. She had been wanting some art on those walls for a while because in kindergarten and first grade, she didn't get chosen for the school art show. And she was so upset. I said, you just got to keep trying, maybe next year.
Right.
So when she got to do the camp and then she got to have some art on display.
Right.
Yeah. She couldn't wait to tell me and show me.
Yeah.
So she had a great experience. But I want to say too, in addition to the camps, the Opera on the James, young theater performers that you have every year.
Yes.
Is another big thing that she looks forward to and I think has helped get her interested in theater.
Right. Right. Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that because we actually have that one coming up again on October 11th. So for those of you that are not familiar, we have a program called Cab Kids, Creative Arts for Bauer Kids. And those are family-friendly, free Saturdays. And our next one coming up on October 11th is a collaboration with Opera on the James, where their Tyler Young artists will be coming in and they'll be doing a performance. It's usually a fable or a fairy tale, and then we do an art activity afterward. And so we started doing that. We're probably on about our third or fourth year with opera coming in twice a year to do that. And it just keeps expanding and growing, but we're hoping that, again, that exposes our youth to something they're not otherwise going to, be able to experience. And the kids seem to really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to tell people, anyone I can think of that has young kids that I think would be interested, I make sure that they know about it. I'll send them a message or something.
Right.
But yeah, I think that helped encourage her to do Little Town Players this past summer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now she's all about theater. She's all about art. When I told her I was going to come on this podcast today, she immediately went and got a bunch of the things that she had made at art camp.
Yeah.
Reminded me, I'm like, I made this at Bauer Center.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's exactly what we love to hear. And I think it's important. I mean, the more youth that we can get in and expose to the arts, we know in collaboration with Bedford County Public Schools, they get art in the school days, but it's limited. It's very limited.
It is.
And we're hoping that we can collaborate with them and we can kind of be an expansion upon that. So if kids are truly in love with the arts and they fall in love in school, they can expand upon that through Bauer Center as well as our hope. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And we also have, you mentioned the elementary art show, and part of our collaboration is that we host 2 exhibits for the elementary schools because they break them up because there's so many of them. And so our first one comes up actually in November. And then we'll host another elementary art show in February. And then we do the middle and high schools in April. So that's part of one of the favorite things that I really loved was actually seeing how talented the youth are in our community and how creative they are. Yeah.
And then that's probably one of your biggest, as far as well-attended events.
It is. It really is. The receptions for those school art shows are unbelievable. We have hundreds of families, which that's a whole other opportunity for us to expose family members in this community that may have never stepped foot in Bauer Center to come out. And they're so proud of seeing their child's artwork on the walls, and the kids are so excited to show it. And that's also our busiest weeks because they've told grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, whomever, and they come in during the weekday. And the funny thing is they'll come in and they'll be like, "Oh, can you show me where Johnny's artwork is?" And we're like, "Well, it's kind of just all over the place and there's no rhyme or reason to it." By they don't even like, the teachers actually come and install it, and they don't even like to do it by school. They want it to be so that everybody gets equal opportunity to have their artwork displayed in a different place throughout the Bauer Center. So when folks come in, they truly have to spend time and actually enjoy and look at all of the artwork. And I'm always I always enjoy when they come out and they're just like so impressed with what the kids have come up with and how talented they are. I'm also very impressed with our art instructors in this community. Bauer Center also does, each year we do a professional development day for the art teachers at Bauer Center for the Arts. And they are some extremely talented instructors here in our community. So our kids are really fortunate to have them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Before we wrap up, let's talk a little bit about what future opportunities may be going on in our community. What are some examples of some events that, maybe drawing attention to the area or that are...
There's a big one. So 2026 is the 250th of the American Revolution. And that is going to be huge for our country. And Virginia State Tourism is really pushing for localities to have events that are themed around that anniversary. So I think that is going to be a big focus for 2026. And I could see the Bauer Center not only hosting themed exhibits, but workshops that offer like that handcrafted, making, woodworking,
clay pottery. We are already looking into, what was it? I mean, back then they were hand making everything.
Right.
So we're already looking at what classes and workshops we can offer that kind of take you back to
candle making
era.
Would be cool.
Yes. And we have a 250th anniversary exhibit that's going to take place. It'll actually be in the summer months. And we're also going to be doing one of our weeks of summer camp will be themed that. And we're already working out. We're thinking some of the just little surprises the kids might be doing, like corn husk dolls and things like that, that'll go along with what kids would have created or played with.
I think that's great
during that time. So yeah, we're really excited about it. I also we put in to get the traveling museum to Bauer Center. We actually wanted to try to bring it in during the summer because of our exhibit going on and our summer camp. They did reach out to us, and of course they got a ton of requests, but we're still on the list to have it potentially there between us and the library.
Perfect.
For one of the stints as it's traveling around. So we're really excited about that. I'm
really glad to hear that.
Yeah. So fingers crossed.
Yeah.
They really want to emphasize getting the middle school students out to explore it. And we told them if they'd rather us host it, because that would be when school's not in session, we'd be more than happy to do that. But if not, then we would love to have it in the summer because it would happen to be it would be there. We specifically picked dates so that the exhibit's going on at the same time and our summer camp's going on, and it could be all coordinated.
Good. I think it's going to be very exciting. I've talked to a few different businesses that have different ideas planned.
Yes.
So yes, getting it all together on our calendar so everybody knows where to go.
Yeah, I think hopefully the whole community will come together, and the businesses in the town of Bedford will take the opportunity to take advantage of it. I think that there's a lot of opportunities there.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, as we're wrapping up, I kind of want to ask you if you could describe Bedford's cultural identity in 3 words, what would that be?
I had to think about this, but then it came to me and it was actually very simple. Historic, creative, and welcoming.
Wonderful.
are the 3 words.
Yeah, those are great. I really appreciate you joining me today on the podcast. It's really been a pleasure speaking with you. Nicole and I have known each other for quite a while. And I'm just thrilled to have you all the work that you do for, tourism, but also just in general for supporting the community, and being out there and making everybody else aware of how wonderful this is a place to visit, live, raise a family, and it's just a wonderful community. So thank you for helping us to explore the connection between arts and culture, community, tourism. I'm really appreciative of you being here today.
I'm very appreciative of you and Ryan and your staff and the Bauer Center.
Thank you so much. So before we wrap up, I want to remind our listeners to obviously be a part of the creativity happening at Bauer Center for the Arts. Please mark your calendars for October 18th and join us for our annual signature fundraising event, Art of Pairing. And this year it's martinis and moonshine. It's going to be kind of a night where we think sparkle will meet spirit, and featuring local flavors, wonderful food, live music, silent auction that's going to pair spirits and art. So we're really excited about that. So, and all of the funds raised for that event do support the overall operations of Bauer Center for the Arts. And as we mentioned, don't miss the other upcoming opportunities to get involved, like our Cab Kids opera event that's coming up on October 11th. We also have a concert on that same date that evening. The Big Band of the Blue Ridge is going to be performing, and that was a new addition to our concert series. They're actually going to be starting to perform regularly at Bauer Center for the Arts each year. So we're really excited to have them joining us. And then our 13th annual National Juried Exhibit opens next week, which is going to be amazing. And it'll be representative of multi-medium works of art and from artists across the country. So it's just a great opportunity to get an overall experience and really view all kinds of different forms of art. And the reception for that one is on October 24th. It is a judged exhibit, so there will be awards. You'll get the opportunity to meet some of the artists that will be in attendance, and also hear from our judge, Veronica Jackson, about her thoughts on the exhibit. She also juried it, so the artworks were selected by the entries, and then she also judged it. So that's always very interesting. And then for the adults that are looking for an opportunity to get out, we do offer an event once a quarter called Bauer After Hours. And that's an opportunity to do something fun at Bauer Center in the evening. The one coming up is Costumes and Karaoke, and it's on October the 30th. So you come in costume, we'll do some karaoke, we have refreshments, open bar, and it's only $10 a guest. So it's just a fun evening to come out, bring some friends, and have a good time. So please check out our calendar. It's really full for the rest of the year. We also have our Mistletoe Makers Market that we do every year on Small Business Saturday. We have several concerts still coming up, New Standard Bluegrass. We have a Celtic Christmas with Kinfolk. So just lots of wonderful opportunities. You can find all those details at bowercenter.org. And I want to thank Nicole once again for joining me, and to all of our listeners out there that, and as a reminder, the creativity lives here. See you next time on Behind the Bower.